I've got some sour news for Democrats and Trump haters. He's not going anywhere. Donald Trump is one of the most beloved and reviled figures in politics. The left, and even some on the right, hate him beyond reason, while many of his supporters believe he may be the greatest president since Reagan. Love him or hate him, he's left a significant mark on America, and it's not something the left is going to be able to wash off anytime soon. Things that are going to haunt the left and empower the right for years. For one, Trump nominated an army of judges to various courts, including 3 to the Supreme Court. We're talking 53 judges to appeals courts, 164 to district courts, 7 to the U.S. tax court, and a lot more. If an issue goes to a circuit court, the likelihood of the decision being conservative is incredibly high. If it goes to the Supreme Court, Trump set up a 6-member majority that will likely lean to the right. The Trump era has also had a profound effect on minority groups. 26% of the vote that came in for Trump came from minority communities. Celebrities like Kanye West, Ice Cube, and Lil Wayne all gave Trump credit where it was due. The question was finally raised on why minority neighborhoods weren't doing well under Democrats despite a decade of Democrat control. They began speaking out, marching, and running for office. Democrats are losing control over minority communities that they had taken for granted for so long, and it took Trump exposing Democrats as the failures they were and reaching out to minority communities for them to see that. The seed's been planted, and all Republicans have to do is keep watering it. Who knows how big this can grow? But mostly the thing that will haunt the left the most is the way that Trump changed the right. For years, the right was passive. Democrats could blatantly lie, insult, and run narratives with almost no pushback from the right that was more focused on being stoic and do right. They thought that working with Democrats and making compromises would make them act right and be better. That if they were friendly, the left would go easy on them. It was a very Neville Chamberlain-esque appeasement strategy, and it made the Republican Party weak. I can think of no better example than Jeff Flake's reaction to a feminist screaming at him during the Kavanaugh hearings. He's passive and unresponsive, unwilling or unable to fight back as he's hammered into the dirt by an opponent who has no desire for mercy or reasonable discussion. When Trump came along, something changed in the Republican Party. He was aggressive, unapologetic, sometimes even rude. He was most comfortable on the attack, often slamming his opponents right to their faces, be they fellow politicians or members of the media. He used Twitter as a weapon and would control entire news cycles with a handful of characters. The Republican Party was ready to go on the offensive, and Trump was the right man for the job. But it was Trump that wrote the playbook. Trump's methods were uncouth and abrasive, but they worked. The left didn't know how to handle it and descended into madness. Many dropped the facade that they were unbiased news sources and began attacking Trump and Republicans with reckless abandon. Democrat politicians began devolving into extremist actions like encouraging mobs to go after right-wingers and then staying silent as violence plagued cities. They were panicked, and rightly so. Trump was doing something Republicans weren't supposed to do: fight back. What's worse is that he was teaching the Republican Party to do it too. It's a way of doing things that Democrats would love to see stamped out. But it's too late. Trump's mark on the Republican Party is permanent. Like Andrew Breitbart before him, he taught the right a better way to fight. And it works. Democrats managed to slime their way into the White House. They'll never be able to wash Trump off of America. And rest assured, his ghost will haunt them for decades to come.
I am your voice.